So, hello there everyone and welcome, it is Aniran here, and today it is time finally for yet another episode of Internazionale career mode. I feel like I'm starting one of these episodes by apologising every single time, and I do apologise again for that. But this week that we are having, or when you're seeing this, I'm probably at the British Grand Prix, so I've had to schedule videos beforehand. These take quite a long time to make, as I've mentioned before. Nevertheless, for today's episode, we are going to be getting into 4 games to make it up for you, but unfortunately one of them will be simmed, and that's because it doesn't really mean anything. Last episode, we qualified for the round of 16 of the Champions League as group winners. Therefore, the final game of the group stages against Benfica means literally nothing, apart from keeping up, I think, an unbeaten record in the group, but I don't really care about that, if I'm quite honest with you. So we're going to be simming that game. Around that are 3 league games, and they're going to be very important because we're not actually leading the league anymore. So last episode, I said that I would show you the squad report, and don't worry, I have not forgotten that. So here it is in the background. I'm going to take you through the players in the starting 11, and of course the players on the bench and reserves list as well. Taking you through the growth, the attributes that they've got at the moment as well. Some good growth there for Andrew Robertson, who's up by 2 to 81. And obviously there's a lot of young players in this squad naturally, so there's quite a decent chunk of growth here throughout the squad. Vincent Kozielo is now 85. Really good stuff for him. Unfortunately though, Ivan Perisic has gone down by 1 to an 82, which isn't that great. Gabriel up by 1, Jason Vargas is being trained, he's up by 3, Longley is up by 2, Andre Hahn is back from injury, Juan Jesus as well, one of our backup left backs, has gone up too. So yeah, as I was saying, there's some decent growth across the squad. Palacio going down, Ever Banega actually interestingly as well. The Argentinian midfielder unfortunately has gone down in a tribute, so it's only really a matter of time before he goes down in a full overall. Kieran Tierney growing well, the same as Moses Ogier, both of them up by 2 to 73. And here are some of the players that haven't really featured too much in this series. A lot of them were up for sale, but we haven't got around to selling. Gianluca Caprari, of course, got injured in the last episode. Massive shame, and it's a broken ankle as well, so we won't be seeing him for a couple of episodes now, which is quite unfortunate because he is really a fan favourite. Further down here, we've got Antonio Candreva. Hasn't really featured too much recently because he's going down in attributes, especially pace, which makes it a little bit more difficult to use him as a winger. And finally, in terms of the players out on loan, Nabil Jardi and Yusuf En-Naziri are the guys that have gone up in overall. So it's time for today's first game of the episode, and it's in Serie A against Palermo, as I mentioned earlier. We're going to be trying something a little bit different, if I'm honest, in this game, and that is the number 10 position being Marcelo Brozovic, who's played in that holding role, really, throughout the whole series so far. But I want to see what he's like in an advanced role, because he seems very good in terms of assists, so we'll have to wait and see. Kozielo drops to the bench. Andre Hahn is also in on the left-hand side, and Moses Ogier comes in the holding role. Apart from that, Clement Longley is also in for Jose Maria Jimenez. So here we are at Palermo Stadium. The crowd is a sea of pink and black. I've just realised I completely forgot to announce who was the player of the episode from last time. So I do apologise if the person that won that vote is not starting, because I don't know who it is yet. I think it might have been Gabriel. I don't know, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I do apologise if I've missed the player of the episode and they're not playing in this game. If they're not, they'll play obviously the next 3 games this episode. They'll still play 3 games in the episode, I suppose, so it doesn't matter too much. Oh, wow, Gabriel, that was amazing from the Brazilian. Has he got the pace to get away from that last defender? Tries to cut inside, but unfortunately can't. Poor challenge comes in from Andre Hahn, so not a great start to him trying to impress me. He's picked up a yellow card. Not the greatest of games though so far. Hopefully I'm not tempting fate, as Jelle Vossen's about to swing a ball into the centre. Should be cleared easily by Longley. Is indeed. The clearance though is poor from Hahn. Again, it's into a Palermo defender. The shot comes in and it is just wide. Not been too impressed with our forwards really, apart from Gabriel. Oh my god, Longley there missing the ball. It's to the Palermo player at the far post. Robertson though makes up for Longley's mistake. Jelle Vossen now to Oscar Hiljemark, and Mbalo here on the left hand side trying to get away from the defender. Puts the ball into the box. It's poor again. Was that Longley again? Was that Longley again who misses the clearance? And it's been smashed in. Handanovic hasn't moved. Handanovic, he didn't really have much of a chance anyway. But Clement Longley missing the aerial again. He did that earlier and it almost led to a Palermo goal. Jason Murillo doesn't get over to track up either. I'm guessing he didn't. He probably just assumed, well, I'm sure he's a capable defender. He'll probably deal with it. Good block there from Clement Longley, trying to make up for his mistakes so far in this game. That is a definite foul on Andre Hahn, and it hasn't been given. The challenge comes in from Murillo. Now over towards the left midfielder for Palermo. Blasted across once again into the box from Mbalo, and just wide. If that had gone in, I'd have been... Oh, it was Musa Mohammed, sorry, with the shot, not Mbalo. Problem is with Palermo, they are just pressing us so much, and we're not looking as intense as we usually do, if I'm honest. Robertson, what are you doing, fam? I know you're a left back, but come on, G. Like, what are you even trying there? Palermo coming forward. We're without a defence, and a great, incredible save from Handanovic. Our defence just went missing. Things need to change in this football match because I'm getting no assistance at all. That is a ridiculous save. There they go, linking up. Kozielo into Vargas, now using his pace to get away from the defender, and another one. Going to try and cut back inside. He has done. It's Jason Vargas in towards Brozovic, and there it is. What a goal from Marcelo Brozovic, but all the work done by the two men that just came onto the pitch, being Vincent Kozielo and Jason Vargas. Vargas with a great run, Kozielo with a great spot to find him in the first place. It's a good finish as well, that from Brozovic, just sending it in the direction the goalkeeper's just come from. Now here's Auger. Oh, Auger's been caught in possession. That's poor from me, realistically. Now it's Jesse Oyele Vossen, even Longley has been beaten far too easily. Murillo's been taken out of the game as well. This is down to the goalkeeper. And we are behind again. We are behind again, ladies and gentlemen. Half of that is my fault. He's not doing it for me, is Clement Longley, in this game. That is the end of the game. It is another really disappointing result in this game because we deserved it. We played utterly embarrassingly in that game. That's really disappointing. Here's your ratings. I feel like I've just summed up the performances pretty well, but if you want a numerical value for them, then here they are. Vargas, Brozovic and Kozielo the best players, unsurprisingly. Longley somehow frauded his way to a 7.9, even though he was at fault for both of the goals. So your player of the episode from last time was Domenico Berardi, which is fine, because he played in the first game anyway. So he's going to play in the other 3 games of this episode as well. I completely forgot. He, of course, scored 3 goals, didn't he, last episode? So unsurprising that he's won that accolade, and it's the first time that he has been given the Player of the Episode award. So this then is going to be your second game of the episode. As I mentioned, the Champions League final game of the group stage is completely irrelevant because we've already qualified at the top of the group. We're 5 points clear of Atletico and obviously can't be caught. And we've put out a little bit of a weaker side, if I'm honest. There's some major players playing, the likes of Murillo, Jimenez, Handanovic, Gabriel as well, but apart from that it is a little bit of a weakened side. And at the moment at half-time it is 1-1 thanks to goals from Brozovic and for Raul Jimenez of Benfica. An injury as well to Ever Banega, which isn't great, but Gabriel has got himself on the score sheet even to make it 2-1 right at the end of the game. And are we going to win in the sim? Yes, we are. Very good stuff. That's a bit of a surprise because Benfica look as if they've got their best squad out. The likes of Semedo and Lindelof will be a lot higher rated by now. Same for Andre Orta as well. It isn't too severe as far as Ever Banega is concerned, but he will be out for the rest of the episode. He sprained his knee and will be out for 4 weeks, basically a month in layman's terms, I suppose. So we'll probably see him back to full fitness somewhere in the middle of January, which is obviously the next month. That's going to be what happens next episode. The January transfer window will open. So down in the comment section, it'd be great if you could leave your suggestions for players to sign. So maybe a winger, another right back would be great because at the moment we've really only got Davide Santon. So a right back and some wingers would be great in terms of suggestions. So drop those in the comment section. So it's time for game number 2 then in this episode, and we are taking a bold step here against Atalanta in Serie A. The 3rd game technically of the episode, but the 2nd played one of this one, and that is dropping Gabriel, who was very poor in the last played game. And I know I shouldn't just drop people after one poor game, but I thought I might as well give someone else a chance. So Zay Turbo is going to be starting up front in this one. He's played a few games and he's looked very dangerous in both of them from the wing. So let's try him in that number 9 spot and see how he does. He might, he might prove to be genuine competition for the Brazilian, who was very poor, despite of course scoring against Benfica in the sim, who wasn't very good in the played game. Now to Kozielo, that's out wide to Domenico Berardi, and that is the weakest shot. Did you see the power bar? Santon out of position again, and Gomez can try and put a ball in towards the back post, and a volley. Whoa. Jesus Christ. D'Alessandro, I think he's volleyed that in as if the ball has punched his sister the night before. That is incredible. What a finish. What a finish from D'Alessandro. I mean, that's all come from Santon being incapable of doing his job once again. But D'Alessandro has absolutely... That's manslaughter. That's a crime. I'm surprised the frame is still standing, if I'm honest with you. Turbo through towards Perisic, now over towards Kozielo. Berardi's in acres of space, but he's way too far out wide. He's gone down the line, play it back in towards Mario. Great goal. Great work from Berardi down this right-hand side. And that's better. That is better from ourselves. The Portuguese midfielder has put it in. A nice little step over from Berardi to get away from the defender, get down the line, and it's a comfortable finish. Now to Vincent Kozielo. Vincent Kozielo with the strike, and it's just dribbled wide of the post. That was a decent effort there on his weak foot. That's some nice play there to find Robertson. I hope I've included that. Here's Kozielo. Oh, trying to play it through to Turbo, but the pass is poor again. Kozielo, you're 85 rated. You should be able to make that pass without any sort of real difficulties, if I'm honest with you. Here's Kondogby, the ball. Oh my god, the amount of times that has happened. We've just got a simple through ball to play and it's blocked by a defender, and it really shouldn't be as Kozielo runs into trouble. Davide Santon. In again, it's Mario. He's gone past the last challenge. This time great dribbling from Mario, and it's back towards Kozielo. He was again smothered though, was the Portuguese midfielder. He did a good job at first. Now it's to Kozielo. Trying to play that through towards Jason Vargas. Kozielo though taken down. It's injury time. Honestly, we should be winning this game. The amount of times we've got into the final third and been one pass away. We're going to call... Actually, no, we're not going to call someone in. We're going to pass this into Davide Santon and hope that he can turn and do something. It's Davide Santon in the last seconds. Davide Santon, of all players, has done it. The Italian right-back has won it for us, surely. Incredible scenes from Davide Santon. From the free kick, trying the different technique, passing it into him, he turns and he puts it into the bottom corner with his left foot. Great stuff from Santon, the assist from Jason Vargas. Oh man, that is a great way to surely win this game now. That's the second time Davide Santon's done this in this series, and he's a right back. I don't understand why he keeps finding himself in these positions. What an ending from ourselves. It is 2-1 in the end. The Atalanta fans are sent home from the San Siro empty-handed, unfortunately, even though they probably deserved something from the game. But our endless pressure in the final 10 minutes eventually does count, even though it didn't look as if it was going to, thanks to that man there, Davide Santon. So a really good result then in the league against Atalanta has been followed up by some good news according to the board. The objective that they set in terms of, what was it? I'm not entirely sure. Was it brand exposure? Yeah, in terms of brand exposure, we have completed both of them. The short-term one at the start of the season, and in terms of long-term was to earn £17 million through media earnings or prize money. Obviously, we did that in one go by getting through the group stages of the Champions League. One thing we do have to do, though, before January is tie some players down to contracts, because as you can see, we've got a lot of players who are having their contracts expire, and I mean a lot. Like, look at the amount of players. Now, a lot of these players we don't actually want to keep. Like, I'm not being funny, but the likes of Ranocchia and Zonta maybe, and people like that, we don't actually really want to keep them, so either they can go on a pre-contract agreement or they can just be released at the end of the season. So here it is then, time for the final game of today's episode, and we're away from home against Hellas Verona in the Serie A. And you can see the side in the background. Jason Vargas is in for this one for Ivan Perisic, and Turbo remains up front instead of Gabriel. The man who won us the game last time against Atalanta, Davide Santon, is still there at right back amongst an unchanged defence. Welcome to Odromo. For this one, I don't think that's actually the stadium of Hellas Verona. I'm not going to lie to you, it looks exactly the same as the... Actually, no, it's not the same as the Palermo one, but I'm pretty sure it's a default stadium. Whatever the circumstance of the stadium of our opponents, we've got one goal for this one. Hopefully we'll get more than one goal, actually, when I think about it, but the goal for today is to get 3 points. And you know what I'm really hoping? I'm really hoping Turbo comes in with just a gunman performance and just beats them down. I'm hoping he just comes in with like a 10 out of 10, gets a hat-trick, because I really want the kid to succeed. Once again, we're not looking massively confident in this game, as Andrew Robertson gets booked for literally nothing. We're not looking mad confident. There's not really been a game all episode where we've looked really good from the outset. Again, very frustrating first 45 minutes. We haven't completed the first half this episode without wanting to punch ourselves in the face. Here's Velotti charging down the left-hand side, ball into the box, should be dealt with by Murillo, isn't. Handanovic is there, cleared by Brozovic. Biggest chance of the game then to Hellas Verona. due to Jason Murillo being complete mug in the air. Santon will clear that one away again. Mario, that's out wide. That's a really good ball actually from Mario. In towards Domenico Berardi, in towards Turbo. The ball round the corner towards Cosiello. The challenge comes in from Caracciolo. That's a good ball into Cosiello. Fizzed into him. Nice little flick from Turbo, although again, I didn't really want it from him. Berardi, back to Turbo, back to Berardi again. Turbo's making the run. Can he get on the end of it? Yes, he can. The touch needed to be that heavy to get away from the defender, but the keeper read it, unfortunately. Brozovic, now to Cosiello. Mario, again, not really doing anything. Out to Berardi, into Cosiello, through to Turbo with the shot, but it's blocked by the goalkeeper. And that is our first chance of the game, if I'm honest, but it's our biggest chance. Turbo was under pressure, I'll allow him for not scoring. Jason Murillo with a vital interception. Jimenez then gives it away. It's into Viviani with the shot, but it's wide in the end from Hellas Verona. That game is not going to stick in the memory of anyone whatsoever. In fact, if I was you, I'd wipe it out of your memory right now, because you're not going to require it in later life. I don't think I'm ever going to refer to that football match ever again. Anyway, let's try and put behind us what really was a very disappointing episode, both in terms of action, really, and in terms of performance. We are currently sat second in the league. That draw there against Hellas Verona has dropped us now back behind Napoli in terms of points scored. They've accumulated 35. We are sat on 33. Only 3 points clear now of third-placed Bologna. Juventus have leaped up into 5th. Sassuolo have dropped all the way down to 8th. And Milan are still having a poor showing. In the background though now you can see the Hall of Fame and all the accolades that are being held at the moment by the respective Internazionale players. There might be a few changes in this one given some of the main starting 11 players haven't really played all that much in this episode. But I think the top scorer will still be Gabriel after his goal against Benfica. Most assists will probably still be Vincent Cosiello, and you can obviously see the rest of them there on the list as well. Also in the top right of the screen now you'll be able to vote for your player of the episode. Not gonna lie, probably won't be many contenders if I'm honest, because I don't think really anyone put in a massively good shift in this episode. Nevertheless, that brings to an end probably the most frustrating episode of the Internazionale job so far. We did manage to pick up 4 points, and we actually won a sim game in the Champions League, so I suppose that says it all really. But the performances in all 3 games we actually played were just simply not good enough, so hopefully that will improve for next time. But hopefully you've enjoyed the video nonetheless, and if you have, then make sure to slap a like on the video and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Comment about and join the video if you enjoyed it that much, and you can also now follow me on Twitter. My handle is on the screen, it is @theofficialFNG, and links to it are in the description. As I mentioned, once again, you can vote for the player of the episode for today, and whoever wins that will play in every single game of the next episode. The poll is in the top right of the screen, I'm sure you know that by now. But it has been a pleasure ranting at you guys today. Have a wonderful day, enjoy yourselves, and goodbye.
Come to the vape looking like gold, made this with Kurt Angle boots on. And I don't wear the boot on, but they got normal shoes on. You're the like, yo, with the shoe from. Get them to the yo, Uncle Jar. I ain't got a flex on no one, I'm the original Don. Come to the vape looking like gold, made this with Kurt Angle boots on.